Hi, this is Ellee Spawn with the National Progressive Party, and you're watching Progressive Insider.
I am with the National Progressive Party, and we are an organization that is, much like the name sounds, building an actual progressive party in the United States. There have been a lot of groups over the years that have said, yep, let's build a party. They'll throw up a Facebook group. Really, that's as far as it ever gets. What we are doing is something a little bit different. We are following the model that was put forth by the Vermont Progressive Party, which has been very successful over the last 30 years. And as such, we feel since they've got the winning secret sauce, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Let's roll this out in all 50 states and make an actual third party of this. Well, we're doing a couple of things differently. Basically, some of the conversations I'd had with Erica would be about, what do we need to do to revive PIP? Because this was a good idea. What went wrong, and how do we need to change it? And so basically, we had talked about me taking things over because she's more involved with her activism work right now, and just through a series of events, she and I decided, maybe that's just not the right vehicle for right now. And so I kind of stepped back from that. I created this other Facebook group on Facebook called Progressives Uniting. And for those of you out there in the ether, you can find us on Facebook. It's if you just search for Progressives Uniting. And so anyway, I launched this group on, I want to say March 25th, about 4:30-ish p.m. And I'm like, let's get with it. So a day or two later, I was approached by a gentleman who had been working in Australia to help them organize a third party. And it took them about 5 years to get it done. But he said, I would like to help you with this because there's no reason we can't do what I did in Australia and make it work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take somebody who has got some mediation skills, and that's his background. He comes from a legal and mediation background. And so he introduced me to Nick Clark from the Vermont Progressive Party. Nick is currently Vermont's national outreach person. We're still furiously building our infrastructure. We did not expect this to just explode the way that it has. So we're a little bit behind the curve in that respect. We didn't have everything set up. It wasn't if you build it, they'll come thing. It was we're here, shit. We've got to get busy. So that's what we've been doing. I mean, we've got a very aggressive game plan for making this happen in all 50 states. Don't get me wrong, we're not without a plan. What we are without is enough volunteers right now, and we're getting people vetted and onboarded and plugged into various areas of the organization to make this happen. One of the first sets of people that is really important for us to onboard are our regional coordinators, and those are the people that we've got the country split, I think, into 7 or 8 regions. Off the top of my head, that's not part of my purview right now. So I'm like, however many regions they're doing, you guys go do you, and I'll just keep pressing on. But we've hired, I want to say 5 or 6 regional coordinator volunteers right now that are actively recruiting in their regions for state coordinators to basically do the recruiting in their states for their volunteers and do the boots on the ground work there. And so that's basically how the people portion of our organization is being built out. We have onboarded a great tech team so far. We have onboarded an amazing legal team so far. We have built out our administrative staff. Still need a lot of volunteers in the administrative area. Still could use some more volunteers in the tech area. And then as far as policy and whatnot is concerned, that's basically something that our organizing committee is handling, whether it's our code of ethics, which we just rolled out to our volunteers to have them sign that in the last couple of days, to our social media policy, what's acceptable and what's not in regards to our organization and how they interact with our organization and how they represent it. And so, yeah, a lot of those next steps really are just building that network of people across the United States, because when the time comes, there's going to need to be a lot of people to carry those petitions to get us the ballot access that we need. And like you said, the requirements do vary from state to state. Now, how we're doing things differently than some of these other third parties that crop up and just get nowhere. A lot of these third parties that crop up, they're all about getting their ballot access right away, not really having much of an infrastructure because they want to run somebody for president. We're not doing that way. We believe really firmly in building our bench first, because we want to get people into those city council positions, into the county commission positions, the state legislatures, before we start even looking at anything on the federal level. Because if we don't have a strong bench to draw from and experience and name recognition, it doesn't do any good to try to run somebody at the federal level, because it's going to be set up for failure at that point. And so in the meantime, we want to get these people elected in those local positions so they're drawing on experience. And when they do run for those federal seats, they can say, you know, I did this, and this is what I achieved, and this is why you should vote for me. Not just, hey, I'm Ellee Spawn, I'm running for Senate, and I have no experience doing any of this. I really don't have any qualifications. I don't have a proven track record, but I've got a really cool party behind me that thinks I should do this, so yay team. That's just not the way we want to do things. The first time I ran for legislature here in South Dakota was back in 2014, and I got interviewed by somebody, I don't remember who, I think it might have been the Argus Leader or something about, I had raised a hullabaloo about something, I don't even remember what it was, and they're like, so Ellie, why did you run? And I'm like, because I'm pissed. Like, I'm mad. And you know, you can get as mad as you want, but anger without action is just bitching, and that's not who I want to be, you know, and that's not who anybody should be. It's good to get angry, but you need to follow up on that anger. You need to get involved and be part of the process to fix it. Because if you want to sit behind your keyboard all day and yelp on Facebook about everything that's wrong with the world, you're part of the problem. Well, on Facebook, you can find our group if you're interested in getting actively involved. It's not just a meme group. It's not just a hop in there and bitch about your flavor of the day group. It's an actual working group. That's where we want to direct people that want to get involved with our organization. And if you look under Facebook groups, it is Progressive United. We haven't had the opportunity to change the name of our group because apparently Facebook doesn't love us right now. For whatever reason, they're being difficult as far as making changes on anything go. Our website is nationalprogressiveparty.org. Well, what happens then is our people department, and we don't like to call it human resources because human people shouldn't be resources. This is our people. They're a cog in our machine. They're more important than just being a resource. They're part of it. But somebody with that team will reach out and have a discussion. We've got a volunteer survey in our Facebook group that we want people to fill out. Let us know who you are and what you want to get out of being in the group, and how it is that you want to contribute to helping us move forward, whether it is by volunteering in a specific capacity, or you just might have some general interest. Or we're especially looking for Bernie staffers because we know there's going to be a ton of them out there going, what do I do now?
Walking around aimlessly in the forest.
I need a project. Yeah, well, we've got your project for you, all lined up and ready to go. the definite next step is to get people plugged in our organization in the various roles that we've got available. And the other thing, this is going to take money. I'm not going to lie. You can't do something like this without money. And we aren't going to be taking dark money. We're not accepting money from corporate donors. And so we do have a link on our website for donations. So if people would like to support us financially, we really would appreciate your support, whether it's a one-time donation of $5 or a recurring donation of whatever you can afford, or if you feel like you want to give us a big gift of $2,700, which is the maximum allowed, I believe, by the FEC without us forming a super PAC, we're happy to take your cash. I hate to shamelessly plug it, but we all know that the state of the system is right now that you do have to have cash to operate. We've got to be able to pay staffers at some point because our staffers can't afford to just quit their jobs and work for free indefinitely to support this organization. So we need to be self-sustaining to an extent. And so that's, if you've got fundraising experience, we want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. And that's basically, I guess, where we're at as far as what we need and how to get in touch with us.